Hello fellow bargain buyers. In today's video, I am going to be taking you through my top 15 sales that I have done on eBay in the last 90 days. So let's get right into the video. Starting off with this pair of Timberland men's boots. I picked these up at my local Goodwill for $14. And I took an offer on these. They were listed for $60 and I took an offer of $47.99. So I was happy to get rid of these. I used a little bit of Doc Martens Wonder Balsam. That stuff is amazing. I'll have it linked in the description. That is probably my favorite thing for leather boots. It just makes them look almost brand new. Next up is this Sony voice recorder, which I picked up at an estate sale for I think $12, somewhere around there. And I got home, tested it, and it does work, which is really exciting. I sold it for $65. I think I listed it and sold it maybe within like 2-day period. So I was super excited to sell that. Next up is this Ping driver head. So you probably would not buy this if you saw it at a Goodwill or maybe even a garage sale, but the heads of the golf clubs do sell as long as they're not like messed up, like broken or something like that. Most of the time people will buy these and put their own shaft on the club anyways, so this is a really good buy. I paid $5 at a Salvation Army and I sold it for $60, which is amazing. Okay, the next thing is the iWalk 3.0 hands-free crutch. So this one is a very unique item. You probably would pass on if you saw it at a Goodwill or something like that. I actually bought one of these probably maybe 3 months ago and it was brand new. I paid $4, I think. It was half off, so no one really looked at it. On the bottom of this iWalk 3.0 is the Vibram outsole, so that automatically gets you to think that it's probably worth something. So I looked it up and it sells really decently. I sold that other one for $70, brand new, and then I sold this one, which was pre-owned, for $73. So I think I may have underpriced it the first time I sold it. So I priced it up a little bit higher and it sold for $73 pre-owned. Keep an eye out for these. They're pretty easy to spot because they have the iWalk 3.0, I think on the back, is it? Right here, yeah, right here. You want to keep an eye out for this. Even if they're pre-owned, they do sell. Just make sure they have the 3 straps that are on the crutch. So keep an eye out for this and you will always sell it. The next item is actually a pair of pants, which I picked up at Goodwill for $10. These are the Nike EYBL standard issue basketball pants, and you really want to keep an eye out for the EYBL because this is something they will give away to the participants in a AAU basketball game, which is like for younger kids, and sometimes it's like high school. So they will give you these pants and they're very rare. As you can see, it says Nike standard issue, and you can't like buy these, I don't think, unless you get them on like eBay or somewhere like that. But you want to keep an eye out for these because they sell very well. I think this is like maybe the 3rd pair of EYBL things I found. Yeah, even the shoes from EYBL are really, really expensive. Next up is a pair of Keen boots. I found these at a Goodwill for $18. So I listed them for $90 and I got an offer for $78 and I took those, and these were in nice condition. As you can see, the bottoms don't even look like they've been worn. This next item is an Xbox 360 guitar. A lot of the time, these aren't probably worth it to you guys because you don't have a system, but even if you don't have the Xbox 360 system or maybe a PlayStation or something like that, you can still sell these untested for around $30. Luckily, I have an Xbox 360. I try to have all the consoles I can possibly have, so then if I find one of these or maybe even a controller, something like that, I can always test them out and make sure they work so I can get a better profit on the item. I tested this and it does work. I sold it for $79.99. I think it took about maybe 3 days to sell. Next up is a pair of Red Wing boots. I picked these up at a Salvation Army for $25 and they sold for $90 in excellent condition. I think these were probably never worn. As you can see, the bottoms don't even look like they've been worn at all. I listed them, I think, for $120 originally, and I dropped them down to $90. I think these retail for around $220, so I was happy to get rid of these. This was a pretty recent sale for me. I got this at a Salvation Army for I think $15, maybe it's 12. These are a like body buffer. So basically like a massage gun, but like a little bit more powerful. But if you find these, you want to pick them up. This is the second one I have sold. I sold it for $90 and I think it took about 3 days to sell. I don't really know why these sell, but I guess they're somewhat desirable to people. There's not a whole lot listed, but there is so many sold listings of this item. So you want to keep an eye out for this. This next item is a dry duck canvas vest, which I sold for $60. I picked this up at a Goodwill for $15 and it had the John Deere logo on it. So I knew it was probably worth it because John Deere stuff, I feel like it's kind of hard to come by, like clothing anyways. But this was brand new, size 2XL. I think this went to Mexico or maybe Brazil. I can't remember exactly, but I was pretty happy to get this. This next brand is the brand Thursday Boot Co. And I picked these up at Goodwill for $8.49, and these ones were never worn, which is really exciting. As you can see, they still have the tags on the bottom, so these were such a good deal for $8.49, and I sold these for $130. I did have to partial refund the buyer because he wasn't exactly happy with his purchase, which is fine. So I think I gave him like a $20 discount or something like that, but I'm still happy to make a really decent profit. This next item is a North Face Steep Tech vest. I picked this up at a resale shop for $25 and it sold, I think, maybe in a month or maybe 2 months. I had like so many watchers on this. I think I had like 40 watchers, but it is a little bit faded as you can see right here, but it is new with tags and I think the retail on this is about $600. So I was really excited to sell this. They typically sell for closer to like $250, but since mine was faded, I got a little bit lower, but I was still thankful that this sold. Another really weird item, probably the weirdest on this video, is this heater body full warming suit. I saw this at the same thrift store where I found that North Face vest, and this was priced at $10. So I picked it up and it says it right here, the heater body suit, and it has the sizing, but it is made in USA, and I don't know why, but this is priced at like $400 brand new, and mine was a size tall wide. I picked it up for $10, obviously, as I said before, and I sold it for $215.99. I think I originally had it priced at like $240, but it didn't take too long for this to sell. I want to mention this camera right here. It is a Sony Alpha NEX3 camera. I picked this up actually local. I had someone message me saying that they had a camera for me. I actually have a really cool deal with them where I get first dibs on all the cameras that come to the thrift shop. So they sold me this for $50 and it does work. Originally I thought it was a Sony a5300, which goes for like $600, but it isn't. The screen was a little bit scratched, as you can see, but I still sold it for $175. And the most expensive thing I sold in the last 90 days was this working HP calculator. So this might sound weird to you, but this is a super rare HP calculator. The model is 10C and it is working. I sold this for $250. I think I could have got more because I sold it within like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. I remember before I listed it, I saw one sold for $230, I think, on auction. So I just went a little bit higher than that and it sold within minutes. And that is the top 15 items that I have sold on eBay in the last 90 days. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Comment down below if you are an eBay seller and let me know what your top item was in the last 90 days. I'll see you in the next one. Bargain Buyer out.